What if I told you that the star that gives us life is hiding secrets so strange they rewrite everything we thought we knew about daytime? By the end of this video, you'll learn why the sun sounds like a bell, why its outer atmosphere is hotter than its surface, and how a single invisible field could cripple out our tech. Stay because the fact number 10 will change how you think about the sky above you. But first, the sun is not a boring ball of fire, not even close. The sun is a middle-aged G-type star about 4.6 billion years old. It's our local laboratory for extreme physics, fusion in the core, boiling plasma on the surface, and magnetic storms that race across the solar system. We'll go through 10 facts, each one is short, punchy, and backed by real solar science. Now, which fact sounds impossible? Keep watching, I saved the wildest for last. Fact number 1 is the sun is a gigantic nuclear furnace. Deep inside the sun's core, hydrogen atoms fuse into helium. That process releases energy, the light, and heat we feel. Temperature down there is about 15 million degrees Celsius. That's not a guess, it's what physics and decades of solar models tells us. This fusion powers everything the sun does. And the tiny, relentless fusion is why the sun will keep shining for about another 5 billion years. But there is more than just a heat at the center. The second fact is the sun contains 99.86% of the solar system's mass. Almost everything in our solar neighborhood, planets, asteroids, comets combined, is only 0.14% of the system's mass, and the sun owns the rest. That's why it dominates the motion of every planet, including Earth. It's not just big, it's the gravitational anchor. Now let's move to the fact number 3. The surface is cool as compared to the outer atmosphere. The visible surface of the sun, the photosphere, sits at about 5800 centigrade, comfortable by stellar standards. Now the crazy part, the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, is over a million degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface by hundreds of times. That's called the coronal heating problem, one of the biggest unsolved puzzles in our solar physics. Imagine a campfire where the smoke is hotter than the flames. That's the sun. Now the question is, why is the corona so hot? We'll see how magnetic fields and tiny explosions play a role. It's coming up. And the fact number 4 is the sun sings. We can listen to it. Sound can travel through the vacuum of space, but inside the sun, pressure waves ripple like a ringing bell. Heliosysmology is the science that measures those vibrations. By tracking them, scientists map the sun's inner structure, its density, rotation, and even flows far below the surface. It's how we see the invisible, the sun's interior revealed by sound. And those internal waves tells us surprises about rotation and movement inside the core. Now the fact number 5, the sun's rotation is weird, different at different latitudes. Unlike a solid ball, the sun's equator spins faster than its poles. The equator rotates roughly once every 25 days. Near the poles, it's more like 35 days. This differential rotation twists magnetic field lines, and that twisting gives birth to sunspots and flares. That twisted magnetism is the engine behind some of the sun's most violent behavior. Now let's move to the fact number 6. Sunspots are magnetized storms. Sunspots look dark because they are cooler than the surrounding surface, but their real identity is magnetic. Intense magnetic field suppresses the flow of heat. Sunspots often come in pairs, like magnetic north and south, and they mark regions where energy is stored, waiting to erupt. And when those fields snap, the sun can release flares and coronal mass ejections, massive plasma explosions. Now the fact number 7 is solar storms can disrupt life on Earth. Large coronal mass ejections, CMEs, can slam into Earth's magnetic field. The result, spectacular auroras and sometimes damaged satellites, radio blackouts, and even power grid failures. In 1859, the Carrington event caused telegraph system to fail. Today, a similar storm could damage communication, GPS, and power infrastructure. We take the sun for granted, but it can reach across 150 million kilometers and touch our phones and lights. Now the question is, how often do these extreme storms happen? Not often, but the risk is real. Now the fact number 8 is the solar wind sculpts the entire solar system. The sun constantly emits a stream of charged particles. The solar wind, it creates a protective bubble around us called the heliosphere. That bubble shields the planets from some interstellar radiation and shapes the tails of comets. The boundary of the heliosphere is where the sun's influence ends and interstellar space begins. Our sun is not an island, it pushes and pushes until the whole neighborhood bends. And beyond particles, magnetic fields travel with that wind. Now let's move to the fact number 9. The sun's magnetic field flips every 11 years. Now, roughly every 11 years, the sun's global magnetic field flips. North becomes south, south becomes north. This flip is a part of solar cycle that drives sunspot numbers, flares, and space weather. Scientists track cycles because they affect satellite operations and communications. Imagine your weather forecast, but for space. Cycles predict activity, but the sun still surprises us. Now let's move to the final fact number 10. The corona's mystery and why life depends on it. Here's the mind bender. The sun's outer atmosphere is wildly hotter than its surface, and we still don't have a complete answer why. Recent missions like NASA's Parker Solar Probe and ESA, NASA's Solar Orbiter, are flying into the sun's outer layers to measure tiny magnetic reconnections, waves, and micro explosions. These small events may dump enormous energy into the corona. And why does this matter? Because the corona controls the solar wind and space weather, the very phenomena that shape Earth's atmosphere and protect our technology. The sun's secret heating is not a curiosity, it's a puzzle that affects satellites, communications, and our understanding of how stars make space habitable. The star that made life possible still holds an unsolved riddle, and we are finally close to the answer. And the tools we have sent are literally touching the edge of the sun. The sun is familiar yet full of surprises. It powers life, shapes our skies, and keeps secrets that push science forward. And if you love discovering these 10 facts, subscribe now, turn on the notification, and tell me in comments which sun fact blew your mind the most. And remember, the sky above looks steady, but the sun is quietly rewiring the rules. And I'll meet you in the next video.